one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And there's two packets here. You guys want to stand at the back of the room and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I know you will, so. Marty, this is yours too, okay? That's the new booklet. Well, thanks to Ross. This is, we'll get a full board tonight. Good. Okay, why don't we start here? So for general information, the zoning board of adjustment has 5 voting members. Alternates may participate during the testimony phase and are permitted to ask questions as any member of the public are. Anyone wishing to speak during portions of the hearing open to the public must first be recognized by the chair to state their name and address for the record. Once the testimony phase is closed, only the 5 voting members will participate in deliberations and decision-making process. If a regular member is absent or recuses himself in the case, the chair will appoint an alternate to serve on in their place. Are there any recusals tonight? None heard. We have a full board, and the voting members tonight will be myself, Marcia Breckenridge, Ross Thurmis, Marty Kula, and Phil Stennerson. And of course, as I stated earlier, any of the alternates when we're talking or asking questions can ask questions that can anybody else would. Once we get into the deliberation process, it'll be just the 5 voting members, and we ask the audience not to interrupt us, please. So with that said, we have a problem, a little bit of a problem here. We've corrected these in the past, so I'm going to ask the board a question here. Case number 2025-014, which is the only case we have in front of us. A variance is requested from Article 4, Section B1. It should read Article 4, Section B2. Will someone please correct that? Because just look at that, would you please, so we can get that straight here now. Article, this is for setback, not for frontage, correct?
I have one here.
Okay, what is B1? B2 is for frontage and B2 is for setback.
B1 is for frontage, B2, yard, no building shall be located closer than 15 feet to a butter's property line or 50 feet from the edge of the right of way.
Okay, so it should be B2, right? We're talking about frontage, for setback.
It's frontage.
It is frontage.
Right.
Okay. Well,
No, it's 7. It might be frontage also, but 7.
15 is on the sides, right? 15 feet is on the sides. It's supposed to be 50 in the front.
50 in the front, yeah. And that's what it is, you're too close.
Right.
So what the definition of that is 7.
okay.
Which is,
Frontage is length. If you don't have enough length in frontage, the whole thing is a non-conforming lot, but it's grandfathered.
Right, so it is B2, correct? Does everybody agree with that?
I do.
yeah.
Correct. Yes, okay, so that's what I'm asking the board. Now, the question is, do we feel, does anybody object to changing the typo? Because that's exactly what it is. It was a typo. And are we okay with that?
Excuse me, so they just applied for section B.
Right, exactly. But the typo at our end
On our end.
was B1.
Exactly.
Right, they applied for
They
the,
applied-
somewhat for the correct relief. They just didn't write the dash number in.
Yep.
And it ended up being B1 by mistake. Clearly, it was a typo. It should have been B2. Are there any objections from anybody on the board? I mean, changing this so that we can talk to the correct relief?
Do we need a motion? Just for the record?
Yeah, would you like to make?
Sure. I make a motion that we correct the typo and put in the ZBA case 2025-014 that it read a variance requested from Article 4, Section B2, rather than B1.
Right. And let's,
second that.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Now, one would look at weighing the pros and cons of doing this. Well, if it were B2 instead of B1, I don't see where it would change our decision-making process at all. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the the scale we put this on. And okay, so let's move forward. Okay, case number 2025-014, variance requested from Article 4, Section B2 of the Ringe Residential Zoning Ordinance for 11 Sharon Place, Ringe, New Hampshire, map 47, lot 45, in the residential district owned by Kathy and Andre LaVoy to reduce required proximity to the road for construction of a house. Now, the application and what was posted is exactly correct. It's just that one little typo. So that's correct. With that said, Mr. LaVoy, you're up. You want to speak to this and tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do?
Well, she's my voice.
Okay.
When we bought the property 3 years ago and took the trees down and everything, there's a septic tank already there. And we've had it inspected and it's perfectly fine for a 3-bedroom house. And so we're moving the house a little bit closer to the road because otherwise it would sit 2 feet on top of the septic tank. So we thought rather than putting in a new septic, just move the house a little bit closer. And it's really because the house is 42 feet deep, so it's deeper than most houses. That's why it ends up on top of the septic tank.
This address, and I'll actually continue in a second. I'm just trying to get my head around. Is this Little Michigan? Is that? what
It is,
this
yes.
Yeah, okay, just looking for Little Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ellen.
Continue.
Yeah, so that's it. We want to use the existing septic tank. So in order to do that, we have to get closer to the road so that we can use it. It would be 5 feet from the septic.
Does that make sense? Bill, 5 feet, is that correct?
Yeah, so I went over there and looked at it, we did the checking, Marcia and I. And so I took a ride over there and looked at it, and the relief they're actually seeking is, it's like 30-something feet off of the traveled way. It's actually about 8 feet off the property line. And it's not uncommon in Little Michigan. Beyond them is very little going on beyond them.
Dead end road.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's a paper road that goes beyond them. It's on,
There's a septic tank there already and
Yeah.
a field there. So there was a house there before, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
There was
It burnt down.
Yeah. Oh, it was
You
just
did
a, it was just a camp, not a.
Right.
And then how close to the road was that?
It was very tiny, so it was.
Well,
We couldn't tell, because
Yeah,
it was,
it was gone.
it was
before we
perfect,
went
Oh, I see.
there. We found them.
we found
Hard.
footings that pilings that the house was on. But we never took measurements to see, but
When we bought it, it already had full of trees again, so.
we couldn't see anything from the road.
Yeah.
When you look at the picture now, we did all that.
Phil, anything else you want to add?
yeah, just 2 things. There is, and I mentioned it to Kathy briefly. Yeah, it would be doable. I'm just looking at the house plan right now. But if the house is a slab on grade, is that correct?
No, it has basement under the house, but slab for the garage. As an
Okay, so
attached
it's the
storage.
basement under the house. Okay. And Marty, do you remember what the offset is from tank to house?
5 feet,
From,
if you have drains,
if you have drains and, the leach field, 10, 15.
with drains.
So
And the leach field goes beyond it.
So Manhattan.
Okay, so that answers my own question. One of his questions was whether if they turned the tank and pulled the tank up and turned it, still use the same field, if they would gain another 4 or 5 feet or so. It might gain a foot or 2.
Okay.
So it's insignificant.
Yeah.
Again, the distance of it off of traveled way is very similar to this, a number of them in Little Michigan.
My neighbor across the street is fairly close.
It's about the same.
Right.
I didn't want to go on that property, but eyeballing it,
Yes,
it's within
and
2 or 3
Yeah.
feet
Yeah.
of the same distance as what they're asking for. But again, they're actually asking for, they need about 8 feet off the actual property line. There is pen.
There's quite a bit, from the property line to the road, there's quite a bit of land still there that
but
the
there's
town
trees
owns.
right on the side of the road.
They cut off
So it's
that
not 8
road.
feet, yeah, no,
Sharon.
Sharon Place. So it's not 8 feet from the road itself, but 8 feet from the property line.
From the road itself is approximately 32 feet.
Okay, that's different than what I thought I heard you say, yeah,
For the traveled way,
right,
from the traveled way,
it's 32 feet,
approximately 32 feet.
okay. And then there's really the leach field. Oh, I see it here. I'm just thinking why you couldn't put this on the other side, on the Monadnock Road side,
I had actually looked at that,
yeah,
and you have almost the same
you
thing.
would, exactly,
If you look
Right,
at that.
it's basically right in the middle.
yeah.
Matter of fact, after you had come over, I went and I measured it. And from the end of the leach field to Monadnock Road is 63 feet. And the house is 42. And so we would need a variance either way, for
Yeah.
either road. And can you use the septic tank when it's backwards like that? It's
Well,
supposed
you
to-
have to move the tank.
Yeah, so then we
Yeah,
would be
right.
closer to Monadnock Road.
And Sharon Place is definitely less traveled than that.
And my deed
And-
states my address is Sharon Place, not,
Right.
Yeah.
The property just goes to the other road.
yeah.
And it also, well, it's still frontage on the other road too, but it's also sloping down that way. It's sloping down toward Monadnock.
Right. All our rainwater goes that way, so it's like, what the hell?
I would break my mind to take those trees down too.
Yeah, we get a
Can't see
little
them
bit of
now.
a buffer on, behind us from Monadnock Road.
Well, my question, what's the overall length of the 2-car garage and the house and all? I guess we could open up one of the big plans, but I don't, you know what, Will? The text that you're
The
referring
footprint of
to,
the house, what's the footprint, 40 by 60?
42 by 68.
42 by 68. And 68,
And the garage is 42 by 21, it's a 4-car garage. Looks like a 2-car from the front.
so, okay, so with that footprint, you're 16 feet and 15 feet off the property line.
Right.
Right.
And then, so no matter what you did, you'd still need a variance, right? I'm thinking if we made
That's why
something, I was just thinking a lot, if we were to put something less intrusive, smaller home, you'd still need a variance.
Right.
So,
And the setback is how many feet from the side property? line?
15 is what we were told,
15?
That's
15
what we were told.
on
yeah.
the sides, which is why I went 68. We have 100, so
I actually checked that, I think you're right, I did check that as a matter of fact. Phil, do you agree with that? It's 15 feet,
Right,
right?
right there.
Yeah, it's very good.
Terry, one of you guys got it right there? Ross, you're just looking at?
No building shall be located closer than 15 feet to the butter's property line.
And this plan shows 16 and 15
It does,
respectively.
perfectly, yeah. So they're okay there, it's the frontage. And no matter what part of the property they put it on, it's still gonna be the same situation. Okay.
But like I said, Sharon Place is a dead end, paper road. The traffic is only the neighbors go down.
on our side, there's only one other house. The commissioner.
So
He was supposed to go. What,
it
it's
sounds like it's like the best scenario for the existing conditions.
And what I just heard is Monadnock Road, if you put it on there, it would cost a lot more money to switch everything around on the existing septic system, and Monadnock Road is much, a lot
It's
More traffic.
traffic,
traffic on it.
and it slopes down that way. You know,
Okay,
where we are, where we want the house is at the top, the grade, so the water runs off the back and
You don't need
it's
another
good
house.
drainage there. The dirt and soil, it rains, you got a puddle, well, it's gone.
And I want to reiterate that your application was correct. It was a typo on our end. You
Right.
clearly say that
Well,
closer than 50
she's
feet.
been running from Nashua to here
It's a minor.
a couple times a week and
It was wrong the first time it did make it for September.
Okay.
yeah, we had to fix it.
Anybody else have any questions? Comments?
So the side setbacks, I mean, it shows, it's got, you can definitely see your iron pipes where your property lines are on your sides.
We had it surveyed when we first bought it.
Right, we
Yeah.
had surveyed and he has the stakes there and,
Yeah, this is a stamped drawing, so.
Yeah.
Well, this is the septic tank drawing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had it surveyed by a surveyor originally 3 years ago, but then just this past year, we had the septic
Okay,
man
yeah.
come out and draw those plans up and make measurements again.
Okay,
but the town has no record of a septic.
Yeah, that's why we need the septic plans, because the next step would be just to get those to the state.
Oh, it was. We had cleared all the wind and like, what's this? It was hot. My neighbor across the street, Sandy, she came over last Saturday. She said, you know, there's a septic tank. I go, yeah, we found it. So that's why we're trying to get this variance.
I
so
mean, we did
can
have it.
use-
We did have it inspected, and actually, we've been using it for the last 3 years because we had a trailer on site.
sure. Anybody else? Anybody from the audience? Okay. And the butters have all been sent notices?
Yeah.
So, and this is posted appropriately, correct? In all the different places?
I'll make a motion.
Support.
He moves to go into the.
Well, this was actually, so, go ahead. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. to go with that section.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the part where we go into deliberation, okay, so it's just the board speaking, and we make a decision.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we can do it with the gun.
So,
Yeah, seems to
it's
be.
Little Michigan, and I actually kind of checked in briefly via email, and the person that emailed me back concurred that I contacted the planning board, okay, and they concurred that Little Michigan has very similar arrangements with many of their houses down
The house itself is roughly, was it 1,600 square feet per house itself? It's not like it's a,
there. Two-bedroom home.
yeah, it's not like it's a mansion, and it's a big yard. No, it's-
And interesting to decide, setback are fine. So if you had any neighbors on either side, and they objected, all fun and here, and then, but there should be no objection since they meet the town setbacks on sides.
15, 16.
Given our discussion and the lack of any objections from neighbors, I would be approved of as is.
That's good.
That's right.
That's your motion?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Variance is yours. Now, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? You have 30 days, in other words, if anybody's listening on Tom TV or anything like that, and they object to our decision, they come to the board within 30 days and file for appeal. So it's in your best interest not to do anything for the first.
Not to piss the
You
neighbor
do it.
off.
I'm just warning you that.
We can't do anything yet anyways,
Okay.
because we have to get the septic registered with the state and the town.
Okay, so what's gonna happen next is you're gonna get a letter from the town. The variance was approved, it will be registered in the Cheshire County Registry of Deeds, and you'll be good to go, okay? So congratulations.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Save you a lot of money.
You want to wait off our children?
Yeah.
It's like another 40 grand.
All right,
So
well,
we,
you're all set.
So we can.
Off the hook.
And
Go celebrate.
hopefully next year, we'll be home.
Thank you.
Very nice, yeah.
Have a good night.
So let's move on here. Let's see, next on the list is the approval of the minutes for September 23, 2025. I think we just need to adjust them a little bit. And that would be, in my opinion, anyhow, that we get rid of the top section. Why don't I have my copy here? Yeah, okay, so yeah, I would, define, the title is correct. Remember, I had confusion between that and the meeting agenda. We're good. I think they're fine. Does anybody else have anything to add to these? No? I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes as written. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And then another business that may come before the board, I want to again thank Ross for his time and effort putting together. Very nicely, Ross, thank you. And anybody else have anything?
I'm impressed. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm
It's an awful lot of work.
It is.
Yeah.
So thank you. Anybody else? Have anything?
Should we like tell the planning board they can't make any changes for a couple of years?
Mr. Ellis,
Write a letter.
We're voting to adjourn?
so moved.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
What an official.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody. Full board. What do we call that?
Snap, the snap.